ಸೊ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. First of all, I will congratulate all of you for successfully clearing the written test conducted by KPSC. So as Chief Engineer of the Public Works Department, I want to share some of the details before the young engineers. I was also a expert committee member for this probationary AEE engineers conducted through KPSC. So I participated in three of the sessions as a subject expert. So normally subject expert they will select from the field and also from the teaching. So especially if the professors comes from the colleges, so they will stick on to the basics of civil engineering. They will ask you about the civil engineering basics. Again, it depends on if he is a highway professor, he will go on pose more number of highway questions. If he is a water resources man, so definitely he will ask some water resource questions. So normally if some chief engineers or the engineering chief or secretary, if he is invited as a subject expert, so we will pose field problems. As a civil engineer, what you have to answer. So that is, it is all related to the basics of civil engineering. We are not going to ask too much complexity questions. So one thing and other the KPSC members, the non-technical people also will be there in your committee. They will pose about the general problems of the society. Maybe a river interlinking of rivers, national highways, the traffic problem in Bangalore. As an engineer, what is your solution? Like that they can ask any number of questions. So you have to politely and boldly you have to answer all these questions. And general knowledge questions always be there. So related to this engineering, especially in civil engineer, it is a very vast field. So what type of questions which will going to come, we don't know. But again, I am stressing, it is all basics of civil engineer they are going to ask. Because already you have tested through this the multiple question test. So you answered all those questions, you have cleared it. So coming to this legacy of engineering in Karnataka. So probably I am working in a water resource department. You all know, so we got a long history in engineering, especially in Karnataka, because it's the land of engineers, Sir M. Visheshwaraya. So when KRS Dam was constructed, that was the fifth oldest dam in Asia. So even today, it is one of the best dam maintained in the entire the world, and it is the only dam which inspires the younger generations. So that is the legacy we got in Karnataka. So coming to this present scenario, what we are doing. So my irrigation department alone, if you see, it is a 20,000 crores budget. But we need engineers, engineers, young engineers with innovative ideas. Same old technology is not existing now, brick mortar construction of building or maybe roads, all those technologies have gone now. So we are now moving very fast. So we have, I think in my project, around 83 engineers like you, even including ladies, they are working. So all they brought in innovation in the department. So definitely it is a social service we have to do. No doubt there is an interference, political interference, corruption, everything is there. In spite of that, what we can do best to my country. We have gone through all the hurdles. Ultimately, my government has given opportunity, and we are taking the taxpayers' money, means do something to the society. This is the one area where you can do a lot of service to the nation. Maybe a highway construction, maybe a building construction, fast track technology you can introduce, maybe a metro, maybe a tunneling. So a lot of irrigation projects you can see, a lot of potential is there. So this is a very good area. I think you are all coming as a technocrats. Another area, I think other non-technical, like IAS, KS, another stream. So that is a service oriented. Here you are purely tackling only engineering problems. So in this direction, I think so what are the likely questions they are going to ask? So you can just have the questions. If I am from an engineer from the department, normally if I am from an irrigation department, no doubt you are all going to recruit for the public works department. And now because the department is separated, so we have a separate recruitment for the water resource department, separate recruitment for the PWD, separate recruitment for the rural water supply, and all municipalities like BDA and BBMP. But again, so you are deputed, you're going to be deputed to the other departments. So inter-department transfer is always there. 15% to 20% of the engineers, they can depute to the other departments. So you must well versed with all the engineering aspects. So normally what are all the type of questions quickly they can ask is, what is the difference between the aqueduct and super passage, or what is aqueduct, what is super passage? So likely these are all the questions they are going to ask. You have to answer quickly in the meeting. And coming to this water requirements, the water requirement for the crops, what is the difference between a duty and delta? You all know, you have studied in all basic civil engineering. And also what is the siphon and under tunnel? So where it will be used, and you have to differentiate. And coming to this buildings, what are the different types of foundations normally we use for the building? Maybe one is open foundation, maybe another one is wrap foundation, combined foundation, file foundation, what are cast in situ files, what are driven files. Likely questions. It's very simple and basics. These things you have to go through before going into the interview. And coming to the another important question, what they are going to ask, what is the safe bearing capacity of the soil? Why it is required? So like if it is a black cotton soil, if it is a red soil, if it is a rocky area, what is your opinion about the SPC? Like that they will ask. As a civil engineer, you must know all these fundamentals. Second one is coming to the grades of concrete. I think M15, M20, M30. So it specifies the grade of the concrete, how this mixed design, and what are the different grades of concrete we used for the construction. For building, normally for beams and columns, we are going for M20 or M25. So where rare occasions, we are going for M40. For metro, we are going for a M40 concrete. We need a high strength. So what is that 40 indicates? What is that M indicates? Like that they will ask. And what is the proportion also they will ask. Maybe 1:3:2, M15, M20 proportion. What is that? 1 indicates which is jelly or a cement or aggregates. So all these things, basics engineering, you have to remember. If they ask you quickly, you have to answer all these questions. Another one is different grades of steel. They are going to ask Fe 500, Fe 415. So different grades of steels are also we are using. Different diameter also we are using. Another one is structural steel, and other is plates for doing the pipes and other things. So they will also ask all those things. Coming to this, normally this burning problem in our civil engineering road construction. What Bangalore we are facing is the super elevation and the camber. These are the two important issues what we are facing. Because of that, there is no proper camber, so there is a stagnation of water. So water is the enemy for our roads. Once the water stagnates in the road, it start infiltrating, and the road will get damaged by creating a pothole. So this is the one important question they are going to ask. Camber is very, very important. What is meant by camber? What is meant by super elevation? Likely they will ask all these questions. So another one is the plastering. So we are doing plastering for the building. So what is the internal plastering thickness, and what is the external plastering thickness? So normally 12 mm thickness will be provided in the inside the building, whereas in the outside we are going for 14 mm because to protect from the rain and other things. And also we are adding some waterproof compound. So these are all the questions about the plastering. And they will ask you about what is this cantilever beam? What is this simply supported beam? So reinforcement, how it is provided in the cantilever. So you all know it is in the top, it is provided. So you must know fundamentals. So even if you are an engineer, these are all the basic things you have to watch in the field also. These are all the likely questions they will pose before you. This is another one. And coming to this water supply, what is the per capita demand? So for Indian standards, I think laid down certain norms. For a rural people, I think 135 LPCD you all know. But what is the LPCD we are getting in Bangalore? What is the rate of water we are giving to our village people? We are unable to give 70 LPCD for the rural population. So now government of Karnataka has got an ambitious project of providing 85 LPCD, not 135. Even though standard specifies 135, still we are unable to give 135. But Western, if you compare Western countries, still we are lagging too much. So even in Bangalore, we are not getting 135. So these are all the general questions they are going to ask. So 135 is the highest standard. And for rural population, it is 70 LPCD that they are going to ask. So coming to this precipitation in India. So what is this rainfall? Which are the rainfalls we are getting? Maybe a southwest monsoon, that is June to September. Normally, so Karnataka, we are getting the majority of the rain. So between this June to September, this is the monsoon, southwest monsoon. Then October to November, this is called as post monsoon. So this may be a cyclone or some other. I think last month we got heavy rain because of this. There is one more rainfall, that is winter monsoon. So normally it will not come, only because of the cyclone effect we are getting from December to February. And coming to the summer monsoon, so now because of the climate change, so there is a change in even the rainfall pattern also. If you see overall the rainfall in a year, so it has not yet changed the amount of rainfall, but the period has changed. So this is what we have seen even in the March, April, we are getting the rainfall. So last year, I think we got heavy rainfall in the May itself. So that's the trend, the latest trend. So we have to get prepared for that also. Coming to this, the annual rainfall, how it will be recorded. So rainfall gauges are installed. Now Karnataka is the only country we have provided rain gauges every Gram Panchayat. This is the only country in the entire, only state in the entire country we have provided the rain gauges at every Gram Panchayat level. And it is all connected to this, the telemetry, real-time data we are getting. So even hourly data we are getting. So this is the rainfall data, especially to declare these drought-prone areas. So these are all the data, very important. And even for the crop, insurance. So if the crop fails, government has to give this crop insurance to the farmers. Based on this data only, we are doing all these things. This also is our domain, engineers domain, especially civil engineers domain, installation and also upgrading up to the IMD standard and calibrating the data and publishing the data. So this data will going to be the basis for all our calculations for the yield calculation or maybe the amount of rainfall and other things. So and another important questions what they will pose before is transpiration and what is evapotranspiration. So that they are going to ask. So quickly you have to answer. So this is all available in your basic water resource engineering textbook. And what is this infiltration? So when rainfall comes, these are all things will going to happen. So what is this infiltration? The amount of water which is going to infiltrate into the ground, especially in the shallow depth. And evapotranspiration, so the amount of water which will going to evaporate from the plants and also from the land. Coming to this measurement of the velocity. So stream gauging is another important aspect of our civil engineers. Accurate measurement of water is required, especially in the river. What is that velocity? What is the depth? And we have to calculate what is the yield which is going to come. So how we are doing this, the measurement of water for our Kaveri water at Biligundlu in Tamil Nadu. Whatever amount we releases as per the interstate water dispute. So the Supreme Court has laid down 177 TMC we have to let out to Karnataka. So how we are measuring? So who is responsible? So again, civil engineers and the in charge engineers, especially assistant engineers, you are all responsible for all this recording. So there are various methods of measurement. I think that will not go into this. But measurement, velocity and depth of the water, and we know the width, so Q is equal to A into V. This is the amount of water which is going to come. So this is what in our domain only. So you have to remember all those things. So coming to this, what is hydrograph? So hydrograph is another important for flood calculation and other things. So in that, so what is the runoff? So when rainfall comes, intensity of rainfall is there. So then water starts, running. So runoff will start. So in that, what is that base flow? Even after the rainfall is over, so you are getting water. Whatever water infiltrated, it will start moving towards the downward side. That is called as a base flow, especially in the Western Ghats area. Even after the rainfall, now there is no rainfall, but I am getting the water. Where it is coming? It is a base flow. It is called as a base flow. So in Bangalore, I think the last 2 to 3 months problem they will pose before you. how you are going to encounter this, how you are going to resolve this. So the beauty of the Bangalore is radially it is beautifully, three valleys are present. So one is Rushvavati Valley, another one is Chalgata Valley, and another one is Hebbal Valley. So old Bangalore, whatever we are, we're living. So far we have not encountered any problem in the flood, except as here and there, along the river side, along the drain side, there is a submergence. That's all. But the old part, absolutely no problem because the topography is so beautiful. So whatever water it is running, it is going. So earlier we have not encountered this type of problem, but nowadays we are encountering this problem because the Bangalore entire area is covered now. Building top is covered, footpath is covered, road is covered. 100% water, whatever in the form of rainfall it comes, 98% is runoff. Only 2% I can encounter, or 2 to 3% is the wastage. Earlier, imagine Bangalore was not, all footpaths was not covered with the stone or concrete or the other slabs. It was open. That was keeping city cool, and also there is an infiltration. All those things was there. But unfortunately, because of urbanization, we are doing everything concrete jungle. Because of the whatever water comes, it gush up immediately to the drains. Whatever drains is there, so we have designed, it is insufficient to take the runoff. So this is one major issue we are facing. But still, in all that world Bangalore, we don't have a problem. Because the Bangalore topography is such a beautiful place. Coming to this Chalgata and also the Belandur tank, this is one area what we are facing. So that is a 2/3 of Bangalore sewage is going into this Chalgata Valley near Old Airport. So from there, so after the treatment, it will go to this Belandur tank. So that passage of almost earlier it was about half a kilometer was the width of this river. So what we called as a Rajakalve, what we are talking all these things in the paper, the width of that the passage of water itself is 500 to 600 meters. But unfortunately, because of this, I'm not saying who is responsible, all political, all man-made only. This is not nature-made. No, it is a man-made. They have occupied fully the catchment, and they have reduced this Rajakalve into 50 meters. From 500 to 600 meter width of the Rajakalve, now it is reduced to almost 50 meters. See the amount of rainfall, it's about 1000 mm. So if gush up, the water is there, where it will go? It has to, heading up of water will be there because of the obstruction in the passage of water. That was the one, created in our Bangalore. So, but imagine all these things, why it is happening? Because of the climate change. This one scenario in Karnataka, we have not suffered too much. Maybe there is submergence of the high-end villas and cars, and there is a 1 week or 2 weeks there was a problem. Imagine the same scenario in Pakistan. Almost 2/3 of Pakistan was submerged because of this climate change, the heavy rainfall. About 1,500 deaths were reported. Imagine the loss incurred to that country. How much loss it has incurred for the Pakistan. Even they have taken mosquito net of 60 lakhs from India. That was the state it has reached because of after the rainfall. These are all the complications which will going to come. So as civil engineer, we have to get ready for all these eventualities. We have to resolve these issues. Don't think it's not possible. Everything is possible. Given an opportunity, definitely our engineers will going to do an excellent job. So especially hats off to my Karnataka engineers. So in all our Government of India programs, we have excelled in all the performance, maybe a quality, maybe a progress, all other things. It is Karnataka is known for that. So you are all in that line. I think if you come to department, I think you will come to know all those things. Next is, what are the canals? Open canals, closed canals. So what is the shape of the canal, trapezoidal section, what is the side slope, what is the bed slope, all those things. So they are going to ask. So especially for irrigation canals, it is an open trapezoidal section we have provided, especially when you travel towards as a part of your internship program. So if you have visited any water resource project, you will come to know all these structures. So, or I think if you travel towards the Mysore, you can see the Visheshwaraya canal and other canals. what is the slope and bed slope we are given. And they may ask you what are the types of canals, maybe a contour canal, a ridge canal, all those things they can ask. So you know very well the ridge canal means, especially in my Ethinode project, we are constructing a ridge canal. What is that ridge canal? So our canal runs in a ridge portion of Kaveri Basin and Krishna Basin. In the top portion of this the ridge, we are running to get the maximum water the level to transport water around 260 kilometers. So we have taken the ridge portion. So that is a ridge canal. Contour means so it has to go by gravity. So for that we are searching for the contours. Coming to this embankment, especially the road embankment, you have seen everywhere embankment is we are doing. Probably in Bangalore also you have seen some of the roads which are constructed for this with embankment. You can see undulations. Why these are undulations? So you are not carried out the compaction properly. So duty of the assistant engineers is to ensure the compaction up to 98% factor density. This is what we have to ensure. So as civil engineers, when you are deputed to the field, so you have to do this. So normally even in the interview also they will ask, this is a very fundamental question. So embankment, compaction, how we are doing. So what is the factor density we are doing? Which are the factors affecting the compaction, like moisture contents of the soil and also compactive effort. So which roller you are using, what is the moisture content you are going to maintain. So these are all the things. And how this compaction of the compaction will be carried out in the field. So you have seen only vibratory rollers. So here and there, and static rollers you have seen. So there are various methods: smooth wheel rollers, rubber tired rollers, sheet foot rollers, and vibratory rollers. Vibratory rollers nowadays we are using in all our compaction. So which will give very good compaction and achieve the required degree of density. This is what I know they are going to ask. This is another type of question. So once the compaction is done, so how we are going to measure? So that is the next question. So before passing the bill as an engineer, you have to check this, whether it has attained the required compaction or not. So there are various methods like core cutter method, sand replacement method, nuclear method, and Proctor plastic needle method. These are all the methods are available. So very simple is sand replacement method. So you have to do in the field as an engineer. So here also if they come, so they will ask you, because since you are not worked in the field, so you will not come to know all these things. But at least you remember which are the methods available. So you have to answer in the. So another great problem what we are facing in the construction of the foundation, buildings and canals, expensive soils. What is this expensive soil, or it is also called as a black cotton soil? So probably you are, especially from those who are from North Karnataka, you have seen this Gulbarga and other areas where you can see this black cotton soil. The speciality of this black cotton soil is just to, when it comes in contact with the water, it swells, and when it is dried, there will be a shrinkage. Because of that, foundation and other things, you have to take special care. Or you have to replace the entire soil, replace with some red soil, or you have to go for some treatment, or you change the design. So because cost of construction will be very high in this, so this must be taken care. So most of our engineers will fail in the field because of ascertaining the properties of the soil. Ascertaining the property of the soil before start of your investigation is very, very important. So this thing you have to keep it in mind. They may ask you what is expansive soil, what is your suggestion. So without giving treatment, you can't construct the building or canal or anything. So this is one area you have to remember. Coming to this structural, I think you have all studied RCC. So this is another area because you are purely recruiting for PWD. So PWD is looking after the roads, buildings is the two areas. Roads means everything, national highway, state highway, flyovers, all those things which will come, all infrastructure project which will going to come. So there they can ask you what is, in a building, what is a one-way slab, two-way slab, how reinforcement is provided for a one-way slab and two-way slab. This is basic you have studied in your reinforced cement concrete subject. So this is another one you have to, how reinforcement is provided, main reinforcement and also distribution. This is another one thing you have to quickly you have to go through. Coming to this, the columns. What is this long column and short column? They will ask you. Depending on the L by D ratio, they will classify this buckling effect and other things. So based on that, we are going to classify the long column and also short column. This is another one. So another one is in highway construction. So what we are asking is rollers we are using. So rollers are used for the compaction. So what is meant by one pass? What is meant by one pass? So they will ask you. So complete, going, one side and coming another side. That is called as one pass. Roller is moved from, normally embankment portion, I will select some 20 meters. 20 meter, normally I will do compaction. Next I will go to another 20 meter or 30 meter, 100 meter. What is meant by one pass? So that you have to clearly understand. And from where you will start this compaction, right from the edge you are starting or from the center. So these things are very important. From the center, you have to start the compaction. So that's one roller, the vibratory roller, what we are using. So next one is, what is a rigid pavement and a flexible pavement? This is another one, because now India, the way in which we are doing the National Highway project is going to be a biggest project across the world. So almost 50 to 60 kilometer of highway, I think Government of India has targeted, and they are completing this now. Lot of highways are coming up with a lot of innovations. So the opportunity, especially infrastructure project, another 20 years, I think we can't measure. That is the way projects are coming up. Especially if you recruit and do some good work, you will be recognized even in other areas also. Not only in Karnataka PWD, you can go to NHI, you can do some good work. So you can do some PPP project. Okay. So rigid pavement and flexible pavement. So here there is a major difference, flexible and the rigid pavement. So our rigid pavement, as you all know, it's a concrete road, concrete construction. Flexible is our bituminous. So here one or two differences are there. Cost of construction of rigid pavement is almost 1 to 5 times more compared to flexible. And durability is around 50 years. The concrete durability is around 50 years. Whereas bitumen is every 5 years I need a renewal. So over the existing road after the 5 years, especially it is constructed using the bitumen. So the bitumen content, whatever the wearing coat I am designing, it will give you life of only 5 years. After 5 years, I have to go for one more layer of the wearing coat. Because bitumen, when it is exposed to the sun, whatever benzene present in the bitumen, it will expose, it will evaporate. Once you evaporate, it becomes a brittle material. So because of that, wear and tear will be starting. So your layer will go. So if you don't attend within 5 years, so road will go and structural layer will be get damaged. No doubt a structural layer is designed for 20 years or 30 years lifespan, but wearing coat is only designed for 5 years. This is one every 5 years it is required. So this is one, maintenance is a big issue for our engineers, especially in the field. So you have to take care why we are going for this with the flexible pavement. So especially rainfall area where there is a low lying area, we go for a concrete roads. So wherever, very Gulbarga area, you don't require concrete roads because it is no rain you are getting. Even if you are getting 400 to 500 mm rainfall, so absolutely road will not going to damage. Same case in Malnad, if you come to my Malnad area, for example, Sakleshwar, I can't go for a bituminous road because most of the year, most of the months in a year, we are getting a heavy rainfall in the order of 6,000 mm. So we require concrete roads. That is how the classification and adaptability of this road will come in our regular practice. Next one is simple logic question they are going to ask. What is multi-story building? Based on the height, so they are going to define the multi-story building. So now multi-story building concept is very, very important, especially if you post it to the town planning department. So your first and foremost thing is to remember which is multi-story. Multi-story building, if it is classified, then the power connection, water supply connection, all those things are going to differ. So this is one area. This is National Building Code. Every year they are revising. So about the definition of this multi-story building, even for the fire movement and also fire safety measures, multi-story building is different from regular building. So you have to keep in mind this also. So another technology what we are talking about, cost in situ and precast technology. So this is one new area for infrastructure project we are experimenting with the field. So cost in situ, you all know, so concrete will be done at the wherever it is required. But now all our metro, I think we are doing precast technology. What is this precast technology? Required shape and required size, I think it is casted at the yard, queued for 28 days, and again it will be lifted to the side using heavy duty cranes. We are lifting and placing over the piers. So parallelly you can raise the foundation, parallelly you can cast the trough and shift to the workplace, and you can do the work. Thereby you can ensure speedy construction, one. Second one, quality you can assure at the ground level. So imagine that 34 meters you are doing a concreting means you have to go and check the concrete, you have to check the steel reinforcement. If something happens, everything will come down. So, and also quality is not ensured, 100% is not ensured, it is not in your hand. Some workmanship, even minimum workmanship, from failure, it will going to collapse. So what we are doing in metro, even in my aqueduct, in my project, so we have constructed around 11 kilometers of the aqueduct using precast technology in a record time and with a very good quality. So probably in the cast in situ aqueduct you have seen in Mysore, when you are entering the Mysore Kavini aqueduct, that is a cast in situ. They have taken almost 2 to 4 years to complete that. Same the bigger version, and I have constructed 11 kilometers in a 34 meter height in a record span of 1.5 years. So fast in construction and also economy. Because over the time, contractor, we have to give a price escalation. Financial implication will be there for the government, so you can save a lot of money. So cast in situ and precast technology you must aware. So they will ask you about this. So coming to this, National Building Code has laid down this plinth level. So in the interview, they will ask you, what is the plinth height from the ground level? So normally, as a civil engineer, this is a very basic question, 45 centimeter from the average ground level you have to provide because of the the advantages. So they have laid down the plinth level. Plinth level should be 45 centimeter. You should not provide less than that. So that is one they are going to ask. And so what is this carriage width of these roads? How this laning will be defined in the national highways? They will ask you. So our rural roads, what is the carriage width? Standard IRC code or rural the road manual, they have stipulated some standards. So 3.75 meter is the standard single lane width for all our rural roads. Probably in our most of the villages it is 2.5 meters, 3 meters. Now, Government of India invented that new road technology called Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. In that, so we have done 3.75 meter as a standard, the width of the road for all our villages. So 3.75 is comfortable for moving a vehicle, even including a truck. So by considering the width of the vehicle, so it is standardized as a 3.75. If it is a 2-lane road, so for example, now Bangalore-Mysore road is coming up 3 lanes on either side and 3 lanes on the other side. So totally 6 lane is coming up. What is that width? So there we are doing 3 meters and with a hard shoulder of 1.5 meters. So any vehicle, so to a slow moving vehicle, they can park or they can overtake or other things. So lane is defined as the width of the road. That is one. So the laning, how it will be classified? So why don't you construct 20 lanes for Mysore and Bangalore? So they will ask you. So it is all based on the traffic census. How much vehicle it is moving. From the last 30 years, we will collect the data and we will quantify and we will project for another 20 years what will going to be the vehicle population. Now it is maybe like the population forecast, what we are doing, like arithmetical mean method, geometrical method. So like that, here also we are predicting the traffic volume. So for example, Bangalore Tumkur road, so now we are getting almost 1 lakh PCUs. 1 lakh vehicles equivalent to car size, 1 lakh vehicles per day it is moving. So what is the PCU after 10 years, 20 years? All our, the roads, NHI roads, designed based on the concept of this annuity and also toll collection. It is all given to the private. So how we have given? So we don't have so much of money to construct our national highways. So we invented this, the concept of toll. So how this toll is assessed? So based on the traffic only. So 30 years if I give a lease for you, how much your money you are getting and how much money you are getting back to the government, or if there is any shortage we have to give. So especially Bangalore, I think the Tumkur road I think is the one giving a very good revenue. You don't require 30 years of lease. No, it is only 10 years we can get that, the traffic and also income. This is how Government of India has invented this annuity contracts, boot contract, build, operate, transfer. And another one is hybrid annuity. Annuity contract means we are not giving money to the contractor at one go. So we will give the contract. So whatever 100 crores is the construction cost. So for that we will divide this money for another 20 years. Every year including interest we will pay. So that burden on the government will come down. We can take up more projects. Another one is the hybrid annuity. What we have practiced in my World Bank project. I have extensively worked in World Bank projects. So World Bank project is not the question of going money for the construction of road. It is for the technology transfer. Elsewhere in the world, there is some international best practices are there. So you have to transfer to the our state and construct. After our Karnataka State Highway Improvement Project, we started in 1996. We brought new technology to the Karnataka. Thereby, the road furniture has increased. Maybe you have seen cat eyes or marking and also all those things come in that project. Now it is the era because the human life is so precious, we have to protect. For that, you need all these furnitures to safeguard the safe journey. That's another thing. Another, I am talking about hybrid annuity. In that, what we are doing, 50% upfront money will be given during the construction. Another 50% will be in the installed manner. Maybe divided into number of installment. So thereby we can take up more projects. Now Government of India is practicing that. All for NHI projects. So and another questions they can pose you for in the interview is, so what are the quality control tests conducted on the concrete? Maybe a cement test, maybe a slump test, concrete cube test. So all those things you have to remember, which are the tests which we are going to conduct on the concrete. Even for the aggregates or maybe a sand, all those things. So coming to the sand, what is this manufactured sand they are asking? So now Government of Karnataka has banned the use of the river sand. You are not supposed to use the river sand. Whatever you are using in Bangalore is all illegal. It is totally banned now. So you are not supposed to lift the river sand. So only you have to use the manufactured sand. Manufactured sand is nothing but a crushed stone to the required gradation, not the dust. So one don't confuse with the quarry dust. Quarry dust is not the sand. So it is a gradation is there. So it has to meet our gradation. So that is manufactured sand. For all our projects, we are using now manufactured sand only. It is nowadays because it is banned from there. Coming to this, why this compressive test conducted for 28 days? Why don't you conduct for 30 days? Why the standard laid down in our Indian Road Congress for 28 days only? So you have to remember, 7 days normally we test the concrete cube, and also after 28 days we are also conducting the test. So for 7 days, probably you all know why it is conducted for 7 days. So 70% of the strength of the concrete is attained within 7 days. That is the standard laid down by the code. So you have to conduct within 7 days. Thereby you will come to know what is the strength attained. So on 28 days, probably majority strength is attained in 28 days. Without this 28 days cube test, we will not pass any bill. So when I am passing the bill for any concrete work, invariably I will ask the engineer to enclose the quality control certificate. So normally in Karnataka government, what we are doing 3-tier quality. I don't know, in some other departments, they're mismanaging all that also. But strictly speaking, agency has to conduct a own lab at the site and conduct the material test. And as an engineer, you have to witness. Second tier is we have a quality control divisions. They will also cross verify. Third one, we have entrusted to third party also. Randomly, they will check. All these three reports are very, very important unless the quality is ensured. Especially the metro and our projects, we are concentrating on the quality issues. So next is what is the manufacture? Okay. Why these additives are added to this concrete? So they may ask you. So because from the yard, so for example, the RMC plant is there in around 10 kilometers. I have to bring concrete to this building for the roof. So then I have to add some additives at least to stall the retardation of the concrete. Otherwise, setting will be very fast. Just to slow down the setting time. So we are adding these additives. That also you have to remember. So another way of designing our steels, the concrete buildings, I think roofs or anything. So one is working stress method and another one is limit state method. So you have to know the difference between the working stress method and limit state method. So they will definitely, if a professor from the structures, if he comes, definitely will pose this question to you. So you must remember where we are using for this and the working stress method. So nowadays, these are all general questions. What are the green building initiatives? As an engineer, what you are suggesting for a building as a green initiative? So what are the green initiative? Maybe a solar power I am harnessing. Nowadays, we are also installing this solar power cells, and also water heating. And also when I was working in one of the department, Police Housing Corporation, we have banned the use of the wood to preserve our environment. So we have banned all the use of the wood for the door and windows. What we have gone for this UPVC windows, aluminum windows, steel windows. This is what we have initiated in, and also what we have done for flooring. We have used the locally available material. For example, in South Karnataka, we have in the Dakshin Kannada, we have used laterite soil. It is locally available. It's equally good, better than the brick. Like that, as an engineer, young engineer, you have to come up with a very innovative ideas what we can do. Don't stick on to your old our mortar, brick mortar technology that has gone now. Still, our people are changing the concept of the owners is very, very difficult. When I was in Police Housing Corporation, we have constructed a building G+1 floor within 15 days without using one bag of cement and steel. We have used composite panel. So we have constructed very fast in construction, very thermal comfort, and quality-wise everything was correct. And we have given to the police people for their feedback. They raised a lot of issues. Sorry, if thief comes, what to do? So that was the one question they have posed. And second question, this is not durable. There is no chapli stand. These are all the questions they have posed. And cost of construction was very, very low. I can say you can fix up the inauguration date, I can start the building, I can hand over. Can you do in our conventional method? It is highly impossible. Cost of construction is very high and also delay in construction. Everything was machine made, just assemble, that's all. That's what we have done. But we have constructed one for 5 people, one for police. Still it is Adagodi area, it is there. One in Rajajinagar, it is there. Even today, we got a platinum rate award from IGBC. But when I post this before the government, when Rangnath was the chief secretary, he asked me after the meeting, you want to settle your pension or not? Why you are doing all these things? Then we kept quiet. So at least I have made an attempt, to change the old concept. Because of this, especially remote area, I'm not getting the skilled labor. I'm not getting the good road for transporting this material. All those things. There it is very, very useful now. But unfortunately, that was turned down. Anyway, so we have constructed even today, it is there. So there's one. So like that, you come out with the idea. If you come to a department, you will come to know all these things. So next is the groundwater recharge. So how we are doing this groundwater recharge, rainwater harvesting. So all those things generally they will ask. And for drinking water quality parameters, which are the parameters you have to remember? So if your fluoride content is more than 1.5 milligram per liter, what will be the effect? Especially those who are come from Kola district or Chikpalapur, Bagepalli, part of Bagepalli, you can see this fluoride problem. So very severe, the fluoride problem. So you have to remember the quality parameters like hardness, fluoride, and also chloride, nitrate. So you know which are the diseases which you are going to cause. So all those things they are going to ask. So there are about 18 parameters are there you have to remember. So mainly it's about the hardness and fluoride, nitrate. So these parameters are very, very important. Coming to this river basins in Karnataka, so we'll pose this question to the students. So which are how many river basins are there in Karnataka? So we have 7 river basins in Karnataka: Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari, and South Pennar, North Pennar, and Palar, and another one is west flowing. So these are 7, the west basins, the river basins are there in Karnataka, and all these basins are governed by interstate water dispute. The government of India and the Supreme Court has laid down stipulated the usage of the water in each basin. But west flowing is again it is only flowing in Karnataka, and we got about 2000 TMC of water, surplus water we got. But it is all in the Western Ghats, and it is in a very short length it will join the sea. All along the coastal we have around 26 rivers. Catching that water is a very, very challenging. So Yatinole was one of the project where we are doing the diversion of the west flowing. This is the first attempt, innovative project we have taken up in India. We are facing lot of criticism, lot of comments on this project. Once we commission, so they all will come to know. Because all these projects, I think in Karnataka, it is designed based on the hydrology. What is hydrology? Whatever rainfall data is there from last 30 years, we'll assess. We'll calculate the yield. Accordingly, we have all designed our 231 dams in Karnataka. So we have major, medium dams in Karnataka is about 231 in Karnataka. So where the depth of the height of the dam more than 50 meters is classified as medium and major dams. In that 231, so there are 10 national importance dams in Karnataka. So national importance dam is one dam which 1 kilometer cube of the water storage area is there. It is called as the national importance dam. Our KRS, Almaty, Narayanpur, Bhadra, all this Idkal, all this comes under the Linganmakki, comes under the Super Dam, comes under this national. So Karnataka has got the only state in entire India has got maximum number of this national importance dam. So this is one thing you have to remember, KRS and other thing. So this yield calculation I was telling. So when we started our project in 2014, so every politician, every common people, they are asking, you are not constructed any dam, where you will get water? That is their fundamental question. So this I am telling you, this is a very innovative project. Because of the forest issue, we are unable to construct a large reservoir in the Western Ghats. Whatever running water it comes, I have to catch and I have to pump to the eastern side. That's what we have used the concept. And you will not believe we have provided pumps of capacity 1500 to 15,000 HP, 42 pumps I have installed. 6,000 mm rainfall comes, the runoff starts, I will pump this water to the other part of Karnataka, eastern part of country through the network of pipe. I require around 203 megawatt power. But I have not constructed a dam like Goror Dam. This one. So hydrology, we are working as an engineer. When even Vishweshwaraya started this KRS, there was a lot of criticism. Today, imagine without Karnataka, there is no Bangalore. What is the GDP growth to this country? Who is giving? Wadayar and Vishweshwaraya is giving. Without this water, I think Bangalore would have not survived. At the cost of irrigation, we are supplying 18 TMC of water. Today, if it is in the world map, because of Silicon Valley, everybody is talking because of those two people. This is the project when he initiated. That was the amount of criticism. Yes, even he went to an extent of resigning the post of Diwan. So those contribution now is giving result to this state. So how we have developed Bangalore into an international city. So coming to this, another concept to save this water. So we have initiated called as drip irrigation. What is this drip irrigation? Probably you are all aware. It is a water efficiency is achieved. So all my canal efficiency is only 40%, 50%. If 100 liters, if I supply through the canal, I will only reach 40% through my field. Whereas in the drip irrigation, it is 95% efficiency. It is exactly to the root zone I am supplying. There is no evaporation loss, there is no conveyance loss and other things. So in Karnataka, we have one project, biggest project we have initiated in Karnataka, Ramtal drip irrigation near Almaty, biggest in Asia. So we have initiated. So even the linkage was given to the farmers, and also we are supporting the cooperative movement. This is the one drip irrigation. What is that drip irrigation? They will ask you. Coming to this, another one is multi-purpose dams. What are these multi-purpose dams projects? So like our KRS is the best example for the multi-purpose. We are generating power. We are also generating tourism. We are also generating irrigation and drinking water needs. Not only Bangalore, en route all the villages, all the towns, including Mysore, Mandya, everything. So it caters to all the needs of the society. This is called as a multi-purpose. And Shivan Samudra was the first hydro project that was started in entire Asia. 1902, I think, probably. So that's how the innovation, established or started from India. In India, from Karnataka only. So coming to this, the passenger car, I think I've already explained. So coming to this annuity contract, BOT and other things. And the classification of roads, another one, you have to remember all weather roads or fair weather roads. And coming to this, depending on the surface roads, classification will be NH, SH, MDR, ODR and VR. These are all the 5 broad classification of the roads. NH comes under the Government of India control. So it is not under the state control, it is budgeted by the Government of India. State highway is also comes under Karnataka. So in Karnataka, we have 44,000 kilometer of road comes under the state highway. So earlier, Bangalore, Mysore was the only road in Karnataka where we have done 4-laning. Imagine the Gujarat. So almost all the roads of state highway, they have done 4-lane. So now I think Karnataka government is also giving a lot of trust on the highways. Highways is the prosperity for any country. Unless it is done, connectivity is not established, no part of the town will going to develop. Good connectivity we want for the Talaka district headquarters, we want good connectivity to the SEZ and the ports. Especially now we are also proposing one tunnel between the Sakleshpur, near Sakleshpur, to avoid these Western Ghats. If it comes through, so we are also availing the Japan loan. If it comes through, half of the Chennai dependency will go. Because of this road issue, we are unable to do it. So all this, we are getting all this to the Chennai. From Chennai, it is coming to the Bangalore. How much tax we are losing. So once if this road is through, I think probably Karnataka will also prosper in many ways. And MDR, major district road, connecting district headquarters and other tourism place. So we have a very good potential for this tourism. So still it is under, the way in which Rajasthan, Gujarat, where they are taking this, tourism, the income, Karnataka is not getting. Even though we got very good locations. Mysore is the best example. So like that, even Badami, Aivale, Pattatkalla, Hampi, you will not believe, so almost 5 to 6 lakhs people, foreigners are visiting our Hampi, but we don't have a good connectivity. We don't have an airport. If airport comes, probably you can get more number. So people, how they will come now? They will come to Bangalore, from there they are traveling. Or Hyderabad to Hampi. Or Goa to, it's all 6 to 7 hours journey. Imagine Jaipur. So hardly just 2 to 3 hours they will come. This is how they are, leveraging the tourism. This is what we, Karnataka also we have to do. So engineers, that's why I am telling, they are the real nation builders. Unless we do all these things, it is very, very difficult. So coming to this, the recommended camber. So what is the camber? Normally 1.7 to 2% is allowed. So for this concrete road and high bitumen surface, so in a heavy rainfall area, So it is about 2%. Light rainfall area, it is 1.7. So it is in the just a Kanna book is a standard book. You just go through. Don't go into the design details. Just what is that site distance, oversight distance, all those things. You just have a glance on that because likely these questions will come. And right of way, road width, all those things. I think it is clearly given for NH. What is the right of way? What is the road width? Everything they have mentioned in the National Highway textbook by our professor, just because he was my professor, so he taught me so many things. So I think these are all the fundamentals. Whatever I explained, I have not gone into the much complicated designs or anything. So you just concentrate on this, fresh up these things and appear for the interview. Definitely will answer very well. So once again, I am just thankful to this India for IAS giving an opportunity to share my little bit knowledge, whatever I have learned. So all the best for your interviews. Do well. So next I think we will meet. Thank you. Tender processes
and also investment models.
Investment model, yeah. So tender process, yeah, that generally I will answer, but this question will not be posed for interview because this is not a subject for our experts, because we are concentrating on how to select these engineers to my department. So to test their technical capacity, we'll pose only this. Tender process, I think it differs from place to place. Government of India, we got a e-procurement process. Earlier it was a manual tender, now it is a e-procurement tender. So anybody sitting across the world, they can participate in the tender process. Only he needs a digital signature. So he has to submit everything proposal through online. So I am the executive engineer, so I can, after the due date, I can open, I can comparison, everything will come. Earlier when we are doing the manual process, there was a lot of interference from the agencies, from the politicians, even from the officers used to involve. Now all those things, now it is avoided. It is purely e-procurement process. It is a high security proof process. Even World Bank has certified it is a very good foolproof process. So we are going in that. Every department in the government of Karnataka have to undergo this process only. If you violate that, it is a punishable. So this is the government of Karnataka IT Act they have brought. So it is all through e-procurement. We are getting a very competitive rates. Maybe high or low, whatever is there, very confidential. Nobody can't open before the due date of opening. So this is what we have practiced. Karnataka was the first state to introduce this. Now I think almost in the entire country they have changed over to this e-procurement process. So coming to this investment model. See, each as of now, the Karnataka we have some departments. It is all service oriented, like health. It's a service oriented. Here, question of this thing. So health for all is a mandate. Education for all mandate. Drinking water is a mandate as per the water policy. Karnataka has to provide this as per the constitution. So you can't say no. So here the question of investment model, other things we will not go through it. So we will prepare as per the budgetary provision in the, because even the government of Karnataka budgetary provision you see, so they have given priority for these sectors, poverty elevated programs. So they have given major priority, health for all, construction of all primary health centers, hospitals, all those things. Even coming to the drinking water, now the Karnataka, Government of India and Government of Karnataka aim is to give drinking water to all the people. Individual tap connection we are giving under the Jal Mission program. So these are all investment, all those things will not come. Only for the infrastructure project like in Bangalore, we are going for this investment model. Whether you are hiring the money from the multinational companies or through the national bank, whichever gives the low rate of interest. We work out all those models, how it will be given back, or it is a PPP model. So now the public-private partnership program. So that is also we are initiating. So we are getting the quotation or the computation from the investors. So give us your proposal, we'll compare whoever gives best option, we will give. This is what infrastructure project we are doing now. Especially airport, I think Bangalore airport was the first airport comes under the private participation. All your Delhi airport, all it is under the government of India. But our Delhi airport is, government of Karnataka first initiated this private partnership airport. So what coming up Kempegowda International Airport. This is the first project. And also we suffered, problem with the Nandi Nice corridor. That was the first private participate. The project was initiated by government of Karnataka across the world, across India, I can see. That was the first project when Devagowda was the chief minister, he initiated. Because over the time, because of some issue in the contract conditions, it has, it has come into the litigation part. Only part of the ring road he has done. In addition to that, he has given land and other things. I will not go into that. That was a good initiative. At that time, it was mooted in the Karnataka. So there we will see all these investments. Without government of Karnataka investment, we have done all these things. Because budgetary provision is very, very less. Because most 50 to 60% of the salary, the amount will go to the salary component. The rest is only for the development. So earlier, I think you don't know, Karnataka was the only chief engineer. Now we got 65 chief engineers across the state. Why they have created so many chief engineers? The amount of money is coming on the development is very huge. Every government, what they want their project, whatever their project they launch, they want to commission within their period. So, but it is not happening because of still there is process in clearing the permissions like environmental clearance and other clearances is very, very tedious in our country. So this is where one area we are suffering. Otherwise, I think as a technocrat, so as available in the market, if you see the contractors or agencies, machineries, really good, excellent, we can do wonders. We can do wonders. So we want young people to come up with this lot of innovative ideas. You try to do some automation for all our dams, gates. We are going for automation. Completely, it is controlled by automation. And even for canal water distribution, we are going for automation. Sitting in one place, I can control every 130 kilometers discharge to all the distributaries. That's what we are doing. So like that, a lot of innovations are coming up. Especially solar, Karnataka has done tremendous job. No state has done. So we have done this solar park near Pavgada and Tumkur. Really, it is a very good initiative taken up by the government of Karnataka. So a lot of innovations are there in Karnataka. So it is a credit for us. So with that, I think you come. So you work and get into other departments also. So that's how opportunity is very, very huge. So not only in my department, you can go to any other department. So if you have to prove that you are a trustworthy and asset to the department, you will be recognized like anything. You will be recognized anything. So I'm working from last 28 years. Almost 5 to 6 times government of Karnataka deputed me for international training programs, international visit. Almost 5 to 6 times I got that opportunity. It is all government money. I went and learned and do something to the state. So, any other questions? Yeah. So, Bangalore traffic ಬಗ್ಗೆ I think as engineers ನಿಮ್ಮದೇ ಒಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಒಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಟಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ ಮಾಸ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಒನ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಆಸ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಆಸ್ single user of car or two-wheelers, definitely it will add on. And another astonishing figure is the vehicular growth in Karnataka is highest compared to the national average. Almost 16% is the growth in almost 3 to 5,000 vehicles every day it is coming on the road in Karnataka, average. And the width of the road we have not increased. The width of the road remains same, where it will go. Earlier in all our layouts, usually we used to see one car or two cars. Now you can see almost 2 to 4 cars per family. So we have not made any provision for the parking and other things. Even basement is also exhausted. So mass transport we have to encourage. So under the mass transport, I think our railway, what metro we have started is one. I think it is going very well. Like that we have to go for it. So other infrastructure project, cutting trees, lot of hesitation from the environmentalists, and very, very difficult to clear in the court of law. Now of late, the NGT has come into picture. Every project they are going to interfere. So you must be very careful before planning this. Yes, we got this issue, but we have to address this. One is mass transport, educate the people. Especially, I traveled in USA. In some of the highways, what they are doing, so they are divided into lanes. If a car having more than two passengers, you will be given a priority lane. For others, if you are a single user, you come in the queue. Imagine you can reach within 2 to 3 hours early compared to this regular lane. Like that, we have to bring initiative. So, but nobody was anticipated Bangalore was growing like this, because Mysore was a well-planned city by the Maharajas, but Bangalore was not planned for this type of development. Now, not only traffic, water supply is a major problem I am facing, and not only that, sewage disposal is another problem facing. The diameter of the 5 sewage lines, sewer lines, what we have provided by calculating the 4 houses, 4 people in a house, we have calculated. When you are people going for high rise of 24, 30 floors, so much of quantity of sewage is generating. Where I will lead? You can see all the chambers, all the manholes, there is a overflow. So this needs remodeling of everything. Remodeling means you need a huge investment. So this is an urgent task before the government to resolve all these issues. Definitely a challenging task for the government to resolve traffic and also the basic infrastructures. So definitely over the time, so not all of a sudden we can't clear all these hurdles. Over the time, we have to resolve. So because like Delhi and Bangalore, I think this is the third largest IT paying state in the country. After Delhi and Bombay, Karnataka is the third. We want also support from the government of India for all these initiatives. If it comes, I think definitely we can resolve all this. It is, it is on the paper, change of government and other things. The visionary leader is also required at the government level. So all those things is there. So we will resolve this. Then next.
So first of all, thank you for your valuable input, sir. Thank you for your valuable input, sir.
Okay.
And so my question is like environment and development are the two aspects which will never coincide, sir. Whenever we go for a project, there will be environmental clearance, endurance will be there. And there are so many aspects we can see, sir. And like Ankola railway project we are going on, but the environment clearance we are not getting it. So engineers will go for infrastructure which will lead to development. So like as an engineer, what are the solutions we can give for that environmental problems, and what are the examples we can quote from the past, sir, if the question arises in the panel? Otherwise, no issues. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So this is a very good point. So what you are telling, I am facing in my project. So when we started our project, Ethinode project, there was a huge cry in the media and also our Dakshina Kannada Jalli people. ಎಲ್ಲ ನೀರೆಲ್ಲ ತೊಗೊಂಡೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ನೇತ್ರಾವತಿ ನದಿನೇ ಡೈವರ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ನೇತ್ರಾವತಿ ನದಿನೇ ಬತ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು, ಈ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಬಂದು. ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿಲೀವ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ದಿ ಟ್ರೂತ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಮೈ Ethinode project, I am collecting a water in 176 square kilometers. In that, I am acquiring only about 35 acres of forest. 35 acres of, it is not a regular forest, it is a deemed forest. So that's all I am using. For that, we have taken a clearance from the government of India also. So whatever they laid down, all the conditions, we are doing it. But environmental means, so we need a development also. You cannot, simply concept, because human is also one type of animal. So they have to survive. And national water policy says, as per the constitution, your mandate is to give drinking water to all. Then where you will get? For Kola, Chikballapur, there is no river. For Kola district and Chikballapur, you will not believe, for the GDP growth of this state, how much they are contributing. They are giving vegetables, they are giving milk, they are giving everything. Flowers, everything you can see, even chicken, where you are getting for a 1 crore population. Imagine even 100 grams per head, how many kgs you require, where you will get. It is the area where we are getting all these things. They are asking, what is it the government is investing for us? There is no permanent source. They want permanent source now. So this project is consumed. No other river is flowing. So this is the initiative we have taken up. So one way we are protecting our the forest, and other way we are also doing this, the drought prone areas we are protecting. The health problem of Kola Chikpallapur, imagine without drinking water, they are drinking the fluoride water. How long they will depend on that? Especially the farmers, those who are in Kola Chikpallapur, very hardworking, very innovative, and you have to see the way in which they are growing. So they are the one contributing, feeding to your Bangalore. So government duty is to give drinking water. Not only we are giving drinking water, we are recharging 527 minor irrigation tanks. It is only for recharge, groundwater recharge. Thereby dilution of water will take place and the water level rises, the automatically other fluoride will come. So every project environmental clearance is a must. So we have to do all the environmental clearances. For that, whatever is they suggest, we have to do it. So you can't forgo this. Another one project I have faced biggest problem in while constructing a road between HD Kote and Nagarole Forest. It was went up to the Supreme Court. The stricture passed about to arrest all our officials. Because getting permission in a national park is very, very difficult. So even in the working in the national forest is also very careful. You will not believe 149 places we have earmarked the animal crossing and we have put the humps where we have brought down the vehicle speed to 0 kilometer per hour. It has to come to rest, then it has to go. Because all those places we have identified this animal. So we have taken care. In only our case, the Supreme Court has laid one condition. You have to close the gate by 6 o'clock and open the gate in morning 9 o'clock. That has become the order for the entire state now. In our project only, it has earlier that the Chief Justice for Mr. Balachand, some Kerala, he was the Chief Justice. He was from that area. He has given the judgment. So we can't leave the development and at the same time we have to protect the environment. So by doing this, he has laid down certain conditions, given the approval. Then we have completed the project and handed out. So this helps, you have to find out a solution as an engineer. Even about 20 locations we have constructed, elephant corridors below our road. So we removed all the debris, we have constructed and allowed for the vehicular movement. So we have to side by side we have to go. So we can't leave the environment, we can't leave the development. Because the urbanization, population, exploitation is like that. So our duty is to give the basic facilities, connectivity, drinking water, health for all. All these things is a government mandate. So environment means how can you look after all these things? So Bangalore, there is a still challenge we are facing. So we have to find out a solution. Maybe a long term, if investment comes, we can go for a tunnel below the town where you can use it as a road. During the flood, you can use it as a tunnel. So all those things is possible. Only we require investment. Definitely we will.
As years passes, in civil engineering there are many new subjects are included. Like for example, AutoCAD, StatPro are included recently in VTU subjects and syllabuses. So my question is, can we expect any questions from the panel about AutoCAD or StatPro or any software related questions, and how we have to answer for that?
Normally, so what you are all telling, so we are practicing in our department. For all our designs, we are using softwares, definitely. But we will not go into the much details of that. That is not a basic civil engineering subject. It is only a value addition to our civil engineering. So they will not ask. So if you specifically, if you are working, where you are working, so are you using, which are the softwares, they can ask. So I don't know, but it is a personal. So they will ask you where you are working. Then if you said I'm working for some company, what you are doing next? If it is a design company of a building, then they will ask you which software you are using. So like that it will come. Otherwise, I think those questions, deep questions will not come on these softwares. So we are also practicing across for computation of our entire canal, how this backwater computation. Everything will be done in a softwares that is there. Even river basin modeling we are doing. We are predicting the yield by river basin modeling. So you will not get much questions on that. Okay.
Namaste, sir. Sir, recently there was a huge rainfall in Bangalore, and many of the layouts have got submerged because of the rain. And even the Bangalore-Mysore highway, which was recently built, it was also facing some drainage issues, sir. So, any solutions to this?
Solution, I think, already explained in the older part of Bangalore, where we are living, absolutely no problem. The topography is God gifted for us, Bangalore. So when you encroach Raj Kalways and other drains, so definitely there will be a rise in the water level. Whatever adjoining land is there, so it will submerge. That is one. So second part, only problem what we have faced in the Chalgatta Valley and Pedando tank. In between, we have faced a lot of problems. Submergence of the so many high-end villas, even the government, IT companies. It is all encroached land. They have encroached this Raj Kalway. They have faced the problem. Now government is at it. They are going to remove all these things. So permanent solution compared to all other cities, I think flood problem is a problem everywhere in the world. Even recently Sydney also they have faced the problem. Florida also they have faced. But our media is glorifying as if nothing we have done. That is not the case. So every COVID time I think you see how they have glorified. Our media is somewhere they are misleading the information. Flooding is a problem because of the I am telling you repeatedly, it is a climate change. Because of climate change, the uneven rainfall is going to take place. The whole year, what you are getting in one day. So one day it comes how to manage. That's all the issue here. But even if it comes to America, New Zealand, or even in New York, problem remains same. They can't escape. Even their drains are not sufficient to cater to so much of water. Here also same thing. So it will happen, once in 30 years or 50 years. But that is not but we have to get ready. As you said, government is at it now. They have already, what they have done using satellite imageries. What was the width of the Raj Kalway in 2005, 2010, 2015? They have already taken photos. Now they are going to remove. Because everything is, satellite photos are available. You can't, simply argue, I have constructed 20 years back. No. So everything data is available now. It is an ad. Unless political interference is not there, technocrats definitely will solve this problem. Because of our system, democratic system, somewhere it is interfering every affairs. So we need, young engineers like you to take decision. So even if you comes, then you can, definitely we can resolve many of the issues, day-to-day issues.
Yeah, any other question?
Sir, what kind of question we expect Bharat Mala, Sagar Mala and also Golden Quadrilateral projects?
What's that?
What kind of question we expect from Sagar Mala project and Bharat Mala and also Golden Quadrilateral projects?
So normally, which are the major roads here, national highways, they can ask. Because it's not a state subject, it's a Government of India project. So Golden Quadrilateral, which are the towns there it is connecting. So they can ask. When each year it has started, all those things. In Karnataka, whether that highway is passing or not, like that they will ask. That's all. Not a design aspect, don't worry about that. Because every reach, it will going to change the PCU, the passenger car vehicle, it changes from place to place. So those questions will not come. So normally, which are the towns connecting? So that they can ask. So because of this quadrilateral, what is our benefit? Maybe a saving in fuel, saving in time. There is the wear and tear of the vehicle has come down. Earlier compared to the road condition, now the road condition, riding quality is so nice because of this wear and tear of the vehicle, maybe a tire or a brake or whatever it is. So it has all come down. The maintenance cost has come down. So overall there is an economy. So fuel consumption is very, very important for us. Per kilometer earlier used to give 5 kilometers, now it is giving 6 to 7. Imagine the savings to this country. So even after the increase of the vehicle, the consumption of the diesel remains same because of the efficiency. Proportionately, it has to increase consumption, But unfortunately, because of this good mileage and also a lot of new innovation of vehicles has come, so mileage has also increased because of consumption has come down. So totally, I think government of Karnataka is also moving towards, government of India is also moving towards electrical vehicles. So it has already started, So day will come, we have to, ultimately we are not to depend on the fuels. So we have to go for alternative fuels. So day will come.
Sir, which are all major under construction projects in Karnataka?
Which are the under construction?
Yes.
Under construction, I think now in irrigation, there are 3 major projects is there in Karnataka. Like our under construction, our Ethinole project, it is a project of 23,000 crores. And another one is Upper Bhadra project, which will give the irrigation to the middle part of Karnataka, like Chitradurga, Tratit area, part of Tumkur. So it is another 21,000 crores. Now I think recently it is declared as a national project. National project. Part of the funding will be done by the government of India now. So there is another. Upper Krishna project. So the issue is raising up the gate from 519 to 524. Still government of India has not issued the gazette notification. If it issue the gazette notification, if I raise the gate of the Almaty, it will going to submerge a large area. So that project is still lingering. So it is another 1,25,000 acre to be acquired, and financial implication is around 75,000 crores. These are the 3 major projects in Karnataka in the irrigation sector. And in road sector, I think it is an ongoing program. So we have not taken up any new projects. It is only improving the facilities. So national state highway is there. I am enhancing from single lane to 2 lanes, 2 lanes to 4 lanes. It's an expansion. That's an ongoing program. Even for rural roads, everything. So that major projects I have not seen anything. In irrigation, likely one more project which will going to come called Mekedatu. So if you see 30 years data, the water which has let out to the Tamil Nadu, almost 30 to 50 TMC of water, extra water other than allocation we have given to them. So we want to store that water in our dam and generate the power and let out to Tamil Nadu. So in Tamil Nadu Kaveri project, one decision what they have given is monthly quota you have to release. June month, July month, this much of the water you have to release. In our Krishna project, there is no monthly quota. Unfortunately, at that time when pre-independence period, these laws were laid down, we accepted. Because of that, every month quota they have fixed. Now if I let out almost this year, 400 TMC of water has gone, but that is not accountable now. Every monthly quota is very important. Another bad situation in Tamil Nadu is this Tanjavaru belt is a flat delta. You can't construct any more dams. So they can't store this water. They have to let out this water. In this argument, we requested the Tamil Nadu government and government of India allow us to construct the Mekedatu dam of 60 TMC capacity. 60 TMC capacity. So which will be released on monthly basis to the Tamil Nadu. When we are facing the problem, January there is no rain, February there is no March, April, these are the 4 months we have to give water to them. If I let out from our KRS and community dam, our irrigation will suffer, Bangalore water supply will suffer. If you construct a balancing reservoir, Mekedatu at Kanakpura, I can store this water, rainy water, I can let out in those 3 months. This is what we are asking. We are not utilizing for any other purpose. It is only for generating the power and giving the water to the Tamil Nadu. They are objecting. Probably I think a court of law will help us. They will give us the permission. This is the one project which is going to come up. That's the only major project.
Yeah. Any other doubt?
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, what are the basic responsibilities given to the assistant engineer after postings?
Basic?
Responsibilities of assistant engineer.
Assistant engineer. So the basic responsibility of assistant engineers, they are the pillars of the department. They are the one 100% preparing the estimate, 100% responsible for the execution, 100% for recording the bill. So you are the pillars of the department. So you have to own everything. You are the owner. Executive engineer is only checking 25%. Chief engineer, I am not checking any your measurement. So your recording means you are 100% own that. In a dam, so we have declared as a dam owner. So you are responsible for the entire dam operation. So you will be trained. If you don't maintain the dam properly, now recently Government of India brought Dam Safety Act. Dam Safety Act, it is approved in 2021. After the Dam Safety Act came into picture, now all our dams under the control of Government of India. Anytime they can ask any information. If any distress is there, any gate is not operated properly, they can call you, they can summon you. Even if you don't follow their instruction, they can also jail you. They jail you for 2 to 3 years. So because you are the owner, everything you are responsible. So every day you have to walk over the dam, see the condition. If any distress is there, any problem is there, you have to report to the higher authority. That's one. In buildings, maintenance, for example, our Vidhan Saudha, you are the owner of the Vidhan Saudha. If any lacuna is there, you will be responsible. Our PWD minister first will ask suspend the concerned assistant engineer not for maintaining the building. So you are the one in charge of everything. Without assistant engineers, we can't do anything. So I am telling you, so what we are doing in our department also, we are giving lot of capacity building to our engineers, especially with the latest technology. So you are not well versed with the precast technology, you are not well versed with the tunneling, all those things we depute to the engineer. And Karnataka is the only government in the entire country, we are deputing for the master degree. With salary we are deputing. For master degree in water resources at IISc, 8 seats are reserved. Even for the dam engineering, IIT Kanpur and also IISc Bangalore, we are deputing. That provision is also there. As soon as if you join the department, your probationary is declared, you are eligible for higher studies. Even if you want to go for PhD, we are also sponsored. That provisions are there, but for that they will not give any increment. So you will be deputed this. So all those things, provisions are really good. So you will get updated knowledge in the department. So if you want to become a design expert, if you want to become a quality expert, if you want to become a execution expert, so options are there. Options are there. Irrespective of the ladies, now 33% reservation is there. They have to work on par with the gents. No excuse. So most of our Bangalore office is now flooded with ladies. So especially when session is going on, our office will work up to 12 o'clock. Because we have to answer all the questions. They are all posted to our office. They have to work. So there is no excuse.
Yeah.
So anything?
So thank you so much for all those wonderful inputs, sir. So my question is not actually technical. I wanted to know what are the core problems the department is facing currently, and all those talks of monetary pressure from the seniors and all, how real are they? How will they affect in the working of assistant engineers?
Sort of over the time. So things are moving very fast now. We are also changing a lot of things. Earlier we used to record all this measurement book. It's a small book. You used to write all the items. For a big project, you have to write. You have to sit in the office for 3 to 4 days. You have to write the bill. Now we have all changed. We also simplified. Now measurement we have brought. So even estimate sanction is also E-procurement through. We will sanction the estimate. Everything will be uploaded in the soft copy. So items you can select. All those things we also modified. So traditional department procedure we have remote now. So wherever major projects are coming up, so we hire DPR consultants from the market. Because our assistant engineers at that level, it's very difficult to work. So what you are supporting your hands, we are hiring the DPR consultant. Your duty is to just to watch what they are doing and ultimately recommend for the approval. That's one. Even for wherever there is a little bit technical staff is there, it is very difficult to manage this, the supervision. We are also hiring PMC, project management consultant. So normally first priority will be given to my departmental engineers. If they don't perform, as a head of the department, I have to give answer to the government. They have given liberty to me. Whatever you want, you do it. I want this outcome. In that case, what I will do is, if they don't perform, so okay, you take your salary and sit in the office. We'll hire some consultant. We'll execute the project. Otherwise, end of the day, I am answerable before the government. So you have to come up with the expectation. So like that, the department has also, changed lot of old practices. So earlier, bossism was there in the department. If chief engineer comes, everybody has to, not supposed to enter his chamber. All those things were there. Now we have all removed and diluted. It's a teamwork now. Teamwork. So whoever comes, I think field engineer, in my chamber, I will ask him to sit and what is your problem. So like that, we used to resolve the technical issues because which involves financial implication. You need a direction from the chief engineer or the superintendent. We conduct monthly meetings. We conduct a technical committee meeting. I will inspect the site. So you have to pose as an engineer. You have to pose all your issues. So there itself, I will issue the inspection note. Yes, this is agreed. You can go ahead. Without the approval, if you do, it is an inquiry. So government public money when I am spending, you must doubly care. So without the approval of the government, you don't do it. So all those things are there. I think it is nowadays it's very simplified. Even contractors also equally good now. So they are also competent. Other chota mota works, contractor, Jilla Panchayat, it's very, very difficult. Unprofessional people, I will tell you. So it is, your life is very miserable. But big contracts, I have seen some professionalism is there. BBMP, you will not see all those things. So don't go to BBMP as long as you work in the department. If you recruit to BBMP, it is another sort of things. There we require a lot of changes. So this is what my humble request is. If you come to department, work honestly. You will get credit. You will be honored. You will be promoted. Government is giving everything, I will tell you. All facilities they will give. Medical leave, even traveling, what not, you just tell me, everything they will give. Even pension, now pension they have removed. They have brought national pension scheme. So after 2006, even that is also a good program. So even medical insurance, I think even for your parents it will be covered. So no insurance policy is required. So all those things are there. Even in my project, we have constructed a beautiful quarters for all 35 engineers, fully furnished, 24 hours water. In Tumkur, I am giving with a nominal rate. So it is in your hand. You make use of the government. All government sector, it is in the assistant engineers. If one is active, he can do all these things. So all those things, slowly now it has gone. So now it is simplified. It is a workable environment. Workable. All of good officers are there. Good vehicle they have given for everybody.
I think sir has answered all questions actually. Okay. So I personally feel each and every word what sir has spoken is really worth. So if you listen once again because it is there in online session also. You please read once again actually. So yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.